It's a me, future vacation expectation management. Tiki here.
And to me, prior outing a retrospective.
All right, so Monkey, you have just returned, not literally not just today, but you were at Nintendo World earlier this week.
Yeah, I got back yesterday.
Indeed.
Let me see if I can do the Mario theme with the egg shaker. Anyway.
I don't think that landed. Good effort. Good attempt.
I mean, all I did was the da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, Monkey, it's kind of weird how you already went, Garrett's going on Friday, and then I'm going a little over a week after that.
Yeah.
Like all three of us are kind of hitting it within the same kind of 2 weeks.
I was supposed to go in early. Well, remember, I was supposed to go in early March. Then the plague found me.
Indeed.
Yeah, thankfully there was a one-time exception thing. Hallelujah. But yeah, so I like to think of that as your princess is in another castle phase of my getting to Nintendo.
Also, can I just say this picture is like one of the very few that I've seen where you actually see outside elements.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely curious to see how that is like in the act when we talk about it. But before we talk about Nintendo, this is also
from a higher elevation.
Right. That makes sense. Before we talk about Nintendo, Monkey, we have to build to it. You also, of course, have gone on 2 of the newer additions at the park, Secret Life of Pets and Jurassic World. Yeah, but before even
Jurassic World Monkey, a half.
Yeah. Before even that, we have to get to just, I don't know, some little things you want to mention. So I'll give you the floor on that.
Little mentions, because of the nature of visiting in this era, I did something unusual, got a room at the Sheraton for a couple nights, make it a little easier to get back and forth from the place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't eat there, but Toothsome is looking real good. Also, the night before, I caught a screening of Renfield, which I liked, and a special bonus, I guess this is the thing that the City Walk AMC does, I guess, but they had costumes from the movie in the lobby.
Nice.
Thank you. So, otherwise, I think the only other thing I want to mention that isn't related to those 3 attractions is, God damn it, can we please update the mummy lockers?
What system are they using? Like
the fingerprints?
Oh God! Ooh.
I mean, at least it's not like before where you have to type in your locker number when you get it back.
Right. Oh God, I remember that on Men in Black. Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, but like
all the more frustrating because Men in Black is not a fucking ride that needs a locker.
Yeah, like we'll get there, but Mario Kart's an equivalent kind of, and that doesn't need a locker.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so, but like, and also like, oh yeah, you're making us do all this touchscreen fingerprint shit, but you don't have any sanitizers around here until like literally when you're exiting the building. And then it took me like
frustrating. The hand sanitizer stations were a really nice perk of theme parks during the pandemic, which has frustratingly been kind of like certain parks do it better than others, but generally speaking, it's kind of being phased out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of my issue here. And yeah, it did take like 5 or 6 tries for me to reopen a locker.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, especially when, hey, look at Universal Orlando. You just scan your ticket. That's it. So fucking convenient. Can we please get that here? But yeah, kind of speaking of, the reason I hadn't gotten back to Universal since July of 2019 was just, hey, I'm still not ready to be in public maskless again yet. And it's not a good idea to get your masks wet. And practically everything at Universal gets you wet.
That's
including one of the things I particularly wish to check out. this stupid world of ours. We're on such an optimistic start here. Oh, thank you, theme park priest. You chose wisely. But yeah. So here we are. Should we get on to those newer things that I had not previously experienced?
Yeah, just kind of we can start from the upper lot, go to the lower lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Secret Life
for
of
those
Pets.
who and yeah, a little heads up, folks. It's possible we'll be getting a bit spoilery, I figure.
So you're one thing that you're observing that I will say has me worried for my trip because like literally this whole time up until you went, my plan was to fucking rope drop Secret Life of Pets, but it seems like that might be easier said than done.
Yeah, I think that and Despicable Me open like an hour after the park. At least they're supposed to, because then for me, Pets got delayed an additional 90 minutes.
Oh, God. Pets is literally the one thing in the upper lot I actually want to do, and I don't want to be going back and forth.
Yeah. Luckily for me, Waterworld was going to have its first show around that time, so there
Maybe
was
I
a
will
time
do
passer.
Waterworld. I don't know. I with Waterworld, I was kind of hoping to save that as like something to send my grandma to while I do other things, but anyways.
Yeah, and so I have good news and bad news about the queue,
Oh God.
or at least a certain element of the queue. The
Okay.
good news is there is some seating.
Oh, nice.
Bad news is not nearly as much as Rise of the Resistance.
Well, you know me, monkey. When worst comes to worst, I have no shame in just sitting my ass right on the ground.
Yeah, that might be a thing to do. It's a yeah, otherwise with the queue, it is kind of weird how it seemed a bit slow for an Omnimover that doesn't hold you in a pre-show.
Huh. Interesting. Do they have Express going through it too?
Yeah, it does offer Express.
That probably I don't know. That could be
The
why.
Express skips a bunch of like queue scenes, so but yeah, it's one that offers Express.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's frustrating here that it loads so slowly though.
I mean, I don't want to say it's a slow loader necessarily, like maybe not as lightning fast as the upper lot ride where you're on a bench, but it's a damn Omnimover.
Uh-huh.
It's the line going a bit slowly for some reason, and okay, yeah, I gotta address the elephant in the pet store. Why did they make the seating like that? I assume you know about this?
No, I don't know anything about the seating.
Yeah, the seating is really restrictive for some reason. I think it's like done the same way as Yoshi, but I mean, there I guess it makes a little more sense because you're elevated and outside. But this is essentially Little Mermaid without changes in elevation. You don't need to make the seats like Revenge of the Mummy.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, it's like 2 individual seats and an individual lap bar. It's a bit tight.
Oh, that's weird.
Probably what. Yeah, I don't know why this has a height requirement or says avoid if you have back or neck problems. This is, I mean, if it's something about you gotta prevent the people from getting out. Yes, let me drive you some point south to California Adventure, take you on the Little Mermaid ride, where it's just that also doesn't have a closing door, but it's just a bench and a lap bar.
Right.
That's it. Why did you do this?
I mean, the bench
the
lap bar
Universal
setup.
To quote
That's literally been like the setup for Omnimovers for as long as Omnimovers have existed.
Yeah. I really don't.
And the ride doesn't have any like extreme spinning or anything like that.
No, I mean, it rotates, but not extremely.
Right,
Like,
right. Not like Cat in the
probably
Hat
is,
1.0.
yeah, nowhere near that. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's, like, I'd say it's about, the spinning is about on par with Mermaid.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's not fucking,
Yeah, so it's,
that's not spinning then.
yeah, it's just rotating. Like, not as
Right.
janky as the Haunted Mansion, or I think Buzz Lightyear's spin rotates faster.
Uh-huh.
Weird. I mean, I would hope that it wouldn't be too difficult to redo the seating. Yeah, what the heck, guys. So, the Secret Life of Pets ride. I finally saw the movies a couple days before going, and it kind of continues the grand tradition of Secret Life of Pets being a thing that exists, apparently. I mean, I appreciate that it's uses animatronics quite a bit. I appreciate how like there are some Mark Davis-y gags in the attraction, particularly towards the beginning. It also continues the grand tradition of Harrison Ford not being in theme park rides with his
Yeah,
characters.
right.
Which, I mean, aside from just the question of like, how the hell did they get Harrison Ford for that movie anyway? It's inconsistent with the lore. Why is Harrison Ford dog even here? But anyway, it's it's okay. It's cute. I guess it's I mean, I
I thought
don't
you'd like it
deny
more,
that.
honestly.
Huh?
I said I thought you'd have stronger feelings, honestly.
Yeah. Oh well. I
You
mean,
weren't charmed by the
I mean,
ending?
the ending's fine, but oh yeah, it was also weird because like that particular bit with the screens at the end of the ride wasn't working
Mhm.
the first time I did it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like a big part of the ending. So, yeah, if
Yeah, so
that
when
is
I reached the unload, it's like, wait a minute, we didn't get that scene.
right, right.
Because in
Uh,
I didn't realize it wasn't working at the moment. It's just okay. We're passing some like windows with opaque windows with a dog silhouette design on them. Okay.
right, right, right.
Thankfully, when I went on it again that night, it was working.
So
Uh,
overall, you were a little bit whelmed by it. Not underwhelmed, just whelmed.
yeah, for me, whelmed is a bit of a different meaning, but yeah, Secret Life of Pets right. It's okay. It's
Fair enough.
I mean, obviously going back to surprise, surprise, me going back to stuff Tony Goldmark's involved in, but like I don't necessarily agree with Luke Ski that this is a more pointless circle of nothing than Winnie the Pooh, but it does qualify in the pointless circle of nothing family.
All right.
All right, so yeah, that's finally off the to-do list. And yeah, you can, but yeah, if you're in the queue at the right time, you can just sit on a couch and watch Dana Carvey Dog's video.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, why does one of those puppies look like Rover Dangerfield?
That whole movie does have a very Rover Dangerfield kind of style to it.
Oh yeah, also there was this like sort of interactive element in that outside area I had no idea was a thing. So discovering it was a thing was a very pleasant surprise, a cool
It's cool.
surprise.
Okay, so now we venture down to the lower lot, and Monkey, I cannot stress enough. Like I'm legitimately worried. Like
Aw.
not anxious, straight up worried about
Why?
this damn Indominus Rex animatronic. I am terrified of it.
Oh, in that respect. I thought you meant that it wouldn't live up to your expectations.
No, I am terrified. I'm just terrified. Just straight up. The damn thing is so big and moves so fucking fluidly.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, like just in comparison, I wound up at that Jurassic World the exhibition thing earlier this month, so hey, I get to compare and contrast. And yes, I was wondering how those dinosaurs would qualify for your feelings in this similar way with the IREX.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, granted, these IREXs are more impressive than the one in the exhibition, but the one in the exhibition is still cool looking. Even if they didn't do the feeding when I went. What the hell? But yeah, so context for those at home. I had been on Jurassic World during its first summer, but I hadn't gotten to see any of the updates yet. So now I have, and yeah, they are good little updates. I'm glad the compies made it back. And the new IREXs are well done. One of my first thoughts of seeing the main one in the climax was, wow, I didn't expect her head to be near the ceiling.
Yeah.
And apparently it had like a simulated walk, which I don't think I noticed in the moment.
I mean, the damn thing is like 40 feet tall or something crazy like that. It's insane.
But yeah,
so,
well,
is it terrifying?
it's a well done dinosaur animatronic.
But it wasn't terrifying for you personally?
I guess not.
Okay. I mean, that's totally fair. I'm worried.
I'm not saying dinosaurs don't scare me. But at least it's... Yeah, I'm just kind of curious at the moment about what this divide is between us. I'm guessing like you'd be more familiar with how it looks than I have been.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Every time I pull up video of it, it's like, I'm like, yeah, that looks fucking terrifying in person. Like, I can't imagine seeing that thing in person. I don't know. Like, you know what the really weird disconnect is? For me, I genuinely think this IREX looks scarier than the one in Beijing that actually fucking chases the car.
Ooh.
Which is crazy. But like, there's just something about this one. Honestly, maybe it's the water. Maybe it's like a submechanophobia thing. Honestly, that's probably part of it.
Yeah, even if it's not in water ever.
Right, but still, just like with the submechanophobia, part of that is just you've got these super complicated, huge pieces of machinery that are near water. You understand?
Right. Yeah. It's curious, if slightly tangential, but have you seen like any video of the T-Rex in the Jurassic World exhibition?
No.
Yeah, I'd be curious to kind of know your thoughts there. It's like they have you like, oh no, a dinosaur escaped. We're gonna get you off. Like they have you stand with your back against a fence. With the idea being that you won't see the T-Rex coming in. So then, and then you can like kind of back up. Back up to the other side of the room and look towards the fence where the T-Rex has walked in and is roaring and knocking over a light.
Interesting.
It's a well done T-Rex.
Right. So let's get to the Nintendo of it all then, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I guess. If nothing else, for when you're there, I guess you're not there for too long, so in that spot.
I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah. I just know that first ride, I am going to be legitimately nervous, especially going up the lift hill.
Yeah. The lift hill does have some good atmosphere in this version of the ride.
It's going to be just a freaky lift hill, man, just knowing what's at the top of that thing.
Yeah, I like how they established more of a presence for the IREX, like before the lift hill even. That was a good touch.
Sure.
Really pursuing you.
Totally.
I just imagine like, okay, it's only got we're only going to be here for a little bit. Then we go a little up the incline, down the drop. That'll be it. And then maybe it's backed up but then maybe there's some backup at the station or something, so you're held up there.
Oh God! Oh God! Don't say that! Don't fucking put that idea in my head. Oh God! I have
Kinda
seen
happened to
video
me
of
on
people
both
broken
Jurassic.
down in that spot.
I remember the first time I did it, I was stopped by the first time I did it in 2019, I was stopped by the B mode IREX, which honestly may have been one of the stronger forms of B mode IREX. I used to play bass for B mode IREX.
You can literally hear in my voice,
Then
Monkey, how
again,
much
that was
I
also
don't want
like
that
a
to
rap. That
happen.
was also in the morning, so maybe
Oh,
that's going to be less
God.
likely later in the day.
Honestly, I would legitimately maybe have to fucking close my eyes at that point.
That's all.
Oh, I hate it. Oh.
And then the IREX just says, "Oh well, let's not get personal."
Oh God. That's what I have to do. I have to just imagine the IREX just having a funny one-liner or something.
Yeah, like just like you see it before the lift. It's like, "Oh, you're going up to Elsa's ice palace, Lucky."
Or just the classic, because the T-Rex pops out, just the classic, and look, she's a mom.
Or I'm Gumby, damn it.
Oh God. I think that's a good one. Just like when I see it, just think in my head, just the IREX saying, I'm Gumby, damn it.
You see, we always thought the I in IREX stood for Indominus. No, it stands for I'm Gumby, damn it, Rex.
God.
You know, the IREX camouflages, right? So it just comes out from the camouflage and says, I'm Gumby, damn it.
All right. Oh, man. Okay, so Nintendo?
Yeah, Nintendo. How would you like to go about this? Just sort of semi-chronologically?
Yeah, I mean, I know you did early entry for it, so I'm curious how that worked out.
Yeah, I purchased my power-up band the night before. I love the power-up. It's so banned. Yeah, finally got that joke did. It was kind of funny when I got it and I asked for the securement sleeve. They said, like, this is a choking hazard, so don't eat it. Not don't let it near children or who could eat it. Like, no, they're telling me not to eat it. Like, I mean, granted, considering people these days, I guess I'm not surprised.
If TikTok told them to, they probably would.
What's that Stewie Griffin bit? Like, this toy comes with small parts. Why does it come with small parts? Unless I'm supposed to eat them. Of course, it all adds up. But yeah, so I get there in the morning, and I'm, waiting for the gates to open. And, the team member they had doing, like, the announcement at the opening gate, like, okay, we're about to open, was really good. It was like, hey, excited for Super Nintendo World. Princess Peach has graciously invited us to the Mushroom Kingdom. We're going to go through a warp pipe and down to Super Nintendo World. On the count of 10, and count down from 10, then everyone give me a let's go.
Nice.
Very good energy. And yeah, let's go. And then the turnstile I'm lined up for isn't working.
Oh God.
So yeah, it took a little.
Man, that situation, that exact situation. Oh man.
Yeah, it took a little finagling to figure out. Okay, going through this turnstile or no, through this turnstile. And then standing. You get through, and then you're standing at the top of the escalators for a while until I guess they give you the all clear to go down. Yeah, I was definitely thinking of your standing issues during this time.
Oh God. Oh.
But yeah, let me tell you, when you're going down the second escalator and you see Super Nintendo World. Wow, and you can see like all the stuff moving around and the castle. I mean, Bowser's castle and all the greenery. That is a good escalator weenie. Which I know the phrase escalator weenie, it's like either you gotta give it a good night, everybody, or make a spoof of Fascinating Rhythm about it, like escalator weenie, you got me on the go. So that's a kind of a neat thought I hadn't really thought about until this time. It's like the thought of like, hey, here's a thing to draw you down to the lower lot, get your attention. So like Nintendo, just that whole visual, and then Jurassic, you can see like the splashdown and the lift hill.
Uh-huh.
All kinetic energy to entice you down to those rides. And later in the day, when I was going back down to the lower lot, you can see the people in line for Mario Kart upstairs. So yeah, it's good. So it's already cool then, and of course it's real cool when you first enter the land. Like we're in here, you got the music, you got all the stuff moving around. Yes, that is very good. I'm glad I hadn't looked at what Japan's was like beforehand, because then it's like, oh, then I'd maybe be comparing. Nevertheless, it's still real good looking.
Did you do Mario Kart on early entry?
Yes, I was able to. Well, we'll get to Mario Kart. But
for sure.
Yeah, I don't think they were doing virtual line at all today. I went.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
it seems like they're not really doing that unless they really need to.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They have like some signs around, like digital signs around the park, I guess, to say if you'd need reservations, but it would usually just be saying like Super Nintendo World now open. And there was one by the Hogsmeade Arch, which just made me think it felt like they were kind of trying to say, hey, there's this cool new other thing you can do instead of Turfland.
Yeah.
Yeah, partially because of all those controversies and just because of dealing with masks getting wet and whatnot, I wound up not going into that part of the park.
I mean, that's totally fair. Me going into that part of the park is all just dependent on what our schedule is going to be like when we get up to back up to the. I know my grandma's not a fan of that attraction, so
yeah. As long as you don't buy anything in there, that's
certainly.
Yeah.
I don't think I have ever bought in any. Like, I mean, obviously, I've gotten like butter beer here and there, but I definitely have not bought any of the merch in there ever.
Yeah. Yeah. The butterbeer counts, unfortunately, but as
I know.
But that was that was before we knew.
Right.
But anyway, as for the
does the Gilly water count?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because it's
literally just a bottle of water.
But it says Gilly water. So
oh my god.
Well, anyway, as for the less controversial immersive land at Universal Studios Hollywood. And now, speaking of the foodstuffs, I did not check out Toadstool Cafe, so I won't be able to speak at all there.
Did you eat,
one less thing to worry about? That's one less thing to worry about.
Did you eat it all?
In my hotel room.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
because dining for us, that's definitely like we have genuinely no idea what to do.
Yeah, like,
and I foresee that being a source of conflict, but it's fine.
I mean, you're probably more comfortable with that with public eating these days than I. So there's always City Walk.
Yeah, but like going all the way from the upper lot to City Walk and then back into the park.
Yeah, all the way to all the way down to where Toothsome is.
Right. I am thinking what we will probably end up doing is just doing Toothsome's like at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they take reservations though.
I think they may.
Well, I will have to get a reservation then.
Yeah. Otherwise, food-wise, I mean, I tried out a pizza spot in Studio City I brought back to my hotel room. It was decent, but I know you're tired of pizza, so...
Oh, I am. That does not sound appetizing.
And then, meanwhile, Charles Martinet is listening to this like, I got the voice of Mario by improving about making a pizza.
God.
Anyway, so back to the place. But yeah, so you can see the ground here, and like you could see the ground during early access, and it was weird to think of how it would feel crowded with people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, we'll get back to Mario Kart eventually. But essentially, how it wound up going was I went right to Mario Kart. Then I did obviously throughout my time here, I got some of the block punchings. Then I did the 4 key challenges. The only one, okay, yeah, I did the challenges. Then in Shadow Showdown, then single rider Mario Kart,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went back to Nintendo in the evening to see it at night, try to get on Mario Kart again, and we'll get to there. As for the challenges, I kind of made the mistake of doing the Piranha Plant one last because that's a long line, longer line.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. How are those lines as far as standing goes?
Yeah, you're definitely standing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about even getting a power band, to tell you the truth.
That's fair.
Like, I definitely
And
want one. I definitely I know it would enhance the land, but at the same time, I don't want to feel like what I
obligated.
don't want to feel like I've wasted my money, and I don't want to feel like
Hmm.
I'm obligated to do all the games because I bought it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm on the
Like,
fence.
yeah, like what was it? The order I wound up doing was Thwomp, Koopa, Goomba, Piranha Plant. So if I hadn't lost the Goomba one, no, I lost the Koopa one. If I hadn't lost that, I wouldn't have even had to do the Piranha Plant one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
You
it's
just
like,
need 3 keys.
yeah, you only need 3 keys.
Okay. And you know that you can do it you can do
More than
one
once.
game multiple times. Yeah.
Yes, I know that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like, I got off Mario Kart and it's like, okay, where to go? Maybe I should go to Piranha first or something. It's like I see, oh, there's no one in line for Thwomp. Guess I'll do that. And yeah, it's kind of nice because I was solo. The team member offered to help. I declined, which, whatever. And I wound up pulling it off. I understand there are different difficulty levels, but it was still cool to pull it off solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Goomba one is probably the funniest of them. Just the idea of it's like the Goomba's like essentially running on a log and you gotta make it fall. And the Piranha Plant one, it's ironic. I saw a video last night of someone pulling it off solo, but I don't know how you could pull it off solo. They asked if I wanted to do it solo or join a group, so I opted for group, and a party of 2 joined me, which, thank you. God, that's got to be a real difficult one to do on your own.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the main reasons why I want my grandma with me when we do Nintendo, is for that.
Yeah.
And because honestly, I think she'd be engaged with it. I really do. If we actually did get into the games.
Right. Yeah, Goomba and Koopa are single player, but nevertheless.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, and then, of course, Shadow Showdown is, what, 12 people?
Right.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun, that one. So, yeah, glad I was able to make it into there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, should we get to the MK that's not Magic Kingdom?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, yeah, was it? Doing it the first time, the line was pretty short. Single rider took about 20 minutes, right after the park had opened. or shortly after, when the line, I think by that point the line might have gotten up to 120, honestly,
Oh God.
or at least been posted at it. Because I think it was
We just
posted
made a
20
reservation
when,
at Twosomes for 7:30 the night I'm there.
yeah, so I think when the land opened, and I got lucky because it opened, and luckily for me, it actually opened with early access. Sometimes that doesn't happen, including the day that I had originally been scheduled to go. So
Ooh.
great, huh? But yeah, it
Right
was
now it's
posted at
only a
20 and just,
60-minute wait. That's encouraging.
huh? Oh,
I said right now it's
yeah.
only at 60 minutes. That's encouraging.
Yeah. And then when I did it in the evening, it was like, I don't remember what time I mentioned it to you guys. What was it, like 7 something or 8 something? Yeah, it was like 7:40 something or something, where it was down to 45 minutes, which, like, I'd been expecting to single rider it again, and 45 minutes, that sounds doable. I may get another chance to do the queue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was in the last 20 minutes before 8 p.m.
That's
You
the
know,
park
this,
closing is 8.
huh?
That's park closing at 8 o'clock.
It closed at 10 the night I went.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, so park closed at 10. I was, there for the last couple hours. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, the line did take about 45 minutes. Just a little heads up, the room where you get the visors can be sort of getting flashbacks to after the stretching rooms in Florida's Haunted Mansion.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it can take a while, I guess.
It's not as bad
But
as
honestly,
the Jurassic World lockers or the I'm sorry, the Velasa coaster lockers.
no. Interesting.
Yeah, those can get bad. That room can get bad, I should say.
Yeah. Wait, should I give my overall thoughts first, or yeah, maybe I say my overall thoughts on the attraction and then touch on some details?
Sure.
Okay, so Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, it is almost there.
Cute Princess and the Frog joke.
But so it's the idea is there, and I was impressed because it had more physical sets than I was expecting.
Oh.
As that was a very pleasant surprise. I feel like at the same time, I'm not sure the technology is quite where it needs to be, but I also recognize this has got to be an earlier use of set technology, and it can only get better from here, I figure. And this is a stepping stone towards that.
My whole thing with that, though, is like, do we really want Mario Kart to be the stepping stone? Because Mario Kart is like such a big deal.
Yeah, it's a good question. That's not a bad point.
I don't know. For me, I would be legitimately more excited about the attraction if it did not have the interactive components to it. If it was just the physical sets.
Yeah, or if the AR looked better.
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's kind of blurry and transparent and kind of double image.
Right. Like, it's definitely not like a, holy shit, those characters are really here with me.
Yeah, I mean, the spot where it probably works the best, and one of the cooler moments in the ride is when you get on the Rainbow Road.
Uh-huh.
Like when you're arriving on there, that's pretty well done, and the AR does make for a good entrance in there. And I guess in terms of technology not quite being there, also some of the 3D screens in the queue.
Ooh.
Like, I appreciate that they tried,
Uh-huh.
but it's a little too, I think the screen is a bit too wide for it
That's
to work as one.
interesting that they do that, because it's like, I feel like that's Nintendo kind of playing around with, like, because they had the 3DS back in the day, so it's interesting that they're still experimenting with, like, like 3D without glasses.
3D.
Yeah.
Now, from what I remember in like checking out the demo thing in Target, I'd say it worked a bit better on 3DS, maybe because it's a smaller screen. in a particular point of view, whereas these, it's wide enough that some of the three-dimensionalness is uneven in spots, and when you walk by, it's kind of like when you're moving a holographic picture and it restarts at a certain angle.
Oh, right.
So that let's see, just some of my thoughts going into it. There's a note in the queue where from Bowser's like, Mario, I challenge you to a race. Meet me at the castle and don't check it out. And for me, that gave me Hotel Mario vibes. And I have.
Oh my god.
So yes.
What if it was just like a Hotel Mario ride instead of Mario Kart?
I mean, this has been a joke I've had for years now, but really, when they make a Zelda land or something, the restaurant should be called I Wonder What's for Dinner.
Yeah, you have been making that joke for years.
Let's see.
I could actually picture that. Like, not them actually calling the restaurant that, but I could picture them having some sort of reference to that in said restaurant.
Yeah. Let's see. I only essentially walked right through the pre-shows the first time, so I didn't get to see the stuff in full until the second time. And won't lie, a bit of an awkward setup. Like, you might not always be able to get a good look at the screens, like based on where you are in the room and if someone tall is in front of you.
That sucks.
Yeah. Although it was kind of fun is that, in waiting for the second set of doors to open, the team members like, okay, it's taking a little longer, so I'm going to tell you some jokes. And she did a bunch of Mario puns and then moved on to like regular dad puns. Like, I'd say one of the highlights was probably like what's Mario's favorite fruit? Banana, nana, nana. Some of you probably thought it was going to be peaches. No, that's Bowser's. Peaches,
oh my God.
Peaches.
Did they actually sing the song?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. And that, folks, is one of the benefits of going to Super Nintendo World after seeing the movie.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I appreciated how much physical sets there were in the ride. That's, surprise, the mansion was probably my favorite room of them.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The mansion is based off of, like, it's not one of my favorite Mario Kart tracks just because, honestly, like, some of the gameplay elements of it, it's kind of hard to drift on that track. But aesthetically, it is absolutely one of my favorites. So it's super cool to see that so well represented.
Yeah, so yeah, the aesthetics and the music sounds really good in there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, passive game knowledge person me, I initially thought it was Luigi's Mansion.
Nah, no, it's Twisted Mansion, sir.
Yeah. And like I said, the arrival on Rainbow Road is real well done.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, like I said, I totally get what you mean by the question of having Mario Kart be the stepping stone instead of higher up.
Right.
Maybe someday they'll be able to update the AR. That would be nice. But
like, I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe like, I don't know, like if we must have Potter in Epic Universe, maybe that e-ticket would have been a better guinea pig. I don't know. Something like that, where it's like,
Yeah, give it to the serious black sheep.
Right.
Now,
wouldn't it be nice if Epic Universe just didn't have Potter? Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, well, yeah, friggin' obviously.
Just anything but Potter.
Maybe it'll be a PhilharMagic situation where it's like the California PhilharMagic started out with a better projector than Florida's, and then Florida updated their projector. So maybe we'll have the same thing here in this situation. Florida gets better AR, and then we get updated AR to.
I could see that, yeah. Of course, Florida is also getting Donkey Kong, which I've heard rumors. I'm not sure if it's like official yet, but I've heard rumors that we are getting Donkey Kong as well.
Yeah, here's hoping.
I've heard some people say that it might go where Mummy is.
Or like maybe some of those other sound stages behind where Nintendo currently is.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, so for whatever reason, I'm feeling, while I do wish that the technology had been closer to where it needed to be, I feel a bit more accepting, at least in the long game, or whatever, about how, yeah, this is where the technology is right now. I can understand that.
Okay,
And
just as far as like actual, like the technology goes, this versus Web Slingers.
Honestly, I mean, this is obviously the more ambitious one.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like Web Slingers comes
Actually
together a bit
pulls off
more.
the technology better.
Well, when I say technology, I mean, yeah, they're both shooters. That's kind of generally okay.
Well, no, I mean, obviously, Spider-Man isn't augmented reality. Obviously, I'm just saying as far as
when I say the technology, I'm mainly referring to the visual technology here.
Sure. Okay.
So, like, Spider-Man, obviously less ambitious, but the 3D screen comes together pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Whereas here, the AR is a bit blurry and transparent and not one single image.
Is Spider-Man actually like how mechanically satisfying is Spider-Man?
You mean how you shoot?
Yeah, like just as far as like, because like, is there any sort of like tactile like, because obviously you're doing it with your hands.
Yeah, it's like you're pointing. You're essentially extending your arm forward, and you point at the thing, and that's where your web generally goes.
Yeah.
At least your arms aren't as tired as after Midway Mania.
That's fair. All right. Well, anyways, I think we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, so where I'm getting with saying, like, I accept that, I recognize that this stuff is, where things are technologically, and I'm kind of accepting of that. The one thing that's really where I'm really like, I really don't care for this, is that this is one of those rides where you have two stations. One station, if you're in one station, you have to, when you exit, you have to like go up a bunch of stairs and then all the way over and across the ride path and then back down a bunch of stairs before you get to the exit, which, considering all the walking you're doing in the theme park. But if you're at the other station, you're just right at the exit.
That sounds similar
to what?
To Indy, the way that Indy
Yes, it's exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, like that. Gringotts.
Oh, Gringotts is the fucking worst of it, though, especially because, like going up the stairs and then back down, it totally ruins the illusion of the elevator.
Right. I mean, Incredicoaster is kind of like halfway there. Like, it's technically qualifies, but it's not as bothersome. I think Florida's Mummy is like that. So
Possibly?
what I love about this conversation here is that for once we're complaining about having to go upstairs and then downstairs.
I know, right?
I mean, at least at least the Mario Kart exit is on street level. So.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, okay, going up all the stairs. Okay, still going. Okay, back down the stairs. My legs. Wait. The other station is right by the exit? That's unfair.
A bat credit card?
What?
I'm sorry, just the tone that you had sounded kind of like that a little bit. It's right by the exit?
That exit's hard? The sad thing is, I may or may not like the track with the longer exit. I may or may not think the track that has the longer exit might be a little stronger than the other track.
I don't know if you saw the that there's a new 3-hour Nostalgia Critic documentary floating around YouTube now.
Ooh.
It's from the same guy who did the Angry Video Game Nerd one. It's really good. But that's why, like, old Nostalgia Critic is kind of on the mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, I watched The Wizard before leaving for Universal. Old Nostalgia Critic was on my mind a bit as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm outside the gates waiting to enter the park, and I'm looking at the Universal Studios Hollywood neon sign. It's like, there's the sign, but no Fred Savage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, The Wizard. It's a movie where at the end you have Christian Slater and dinosaurs, but he doesn't say that chaos is what killed them.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
the Nostalgia Critic review of The Wizard has not aged well. I will say that much. That whole bit that he has about like the incest between the father and the son just because they're staying in a hotel room together. Like, you're really reaching with that shit, Doug.
Watching The Wizard, it's like that movie. I mean, I get it. It's not the worst edited, but good God, it looks like they put it together out of order.
Right. Well, at least that movie contains the greatest cinematic villain of all time. Monkey, all I want from whatever the hell comes of the Illuminations cinematic universe, whenever they do get around to doing a Smash Brothers movie, all I want is for the villain of that movie to have the Power Glove and use the Power Glove as like
that villain. I thought you meant the guy who was going after the kids.
No, I'm talking about Lucas.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they have to get a different actor, but
yeah. But anyways, I want in the Super Smash Brothers movie, I want the villain to have a Power Glove and for it to essentially be the Infinity Gauntlet. And they need to say, I love the Power Glove.
It's the Power Glove. It's so bad.
That needs to be a line in an Illuminations Nintendo movie.
Yeah.
And it has to be all dramatic, too. Like,
well, yeah.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad! God. Anyways.
So, yeah, nice work with Nintendo, guys.
Yeah, I'm, how, like, as far as the crowds go, was it awful?
I mean, I was only in there, like, early access and then towards the end of the day, so...
Okay, so you kind of did it smart.
Yeah. Like, I noticed it was certainly getting a little busier after official park opening.
Sure.
But then, yeah,
it wasn't like the hellscape that I can see sometimes.
Right.
Oh, Toontown is apparently also kind of hellscape-like.
Aww.
Yeah. We will see how that goes. I don't know. Right now I'm kind of like leaning towards rope dropping Toontown.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah, that's another time. Otherwise, but yeah, so then you go through the exit pipe and back out towards what used to be a dead end at the restrooms near Jurassic World and back into the lower lot.
All right. Okay, Monkey. Well, thanks for telling us about all this.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the outlet.
Yeah, of course. So big thanks to Theme Park Priest and Z and K for joining us. We will be back this week. We're covering the season finale of Mandalorian, and then also we'll be having a Mandalorian season recap. Season 3 was messy as hell, so that should be interesting.
Yeah.
Along with, of course,
generally enjoyed it.
Along with, of course, Dragon and Jacob are continuing their Phineas and Ferb recaps. So yeah, stick with it. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Wahoo!